Blaze Alexander for Kade Strowd. What do you think, folks? And Framber, that's my favorite name. It's like Framber. Framber's gone. Now what, Mike? Now what, Mike? Joe Rossano's Orioles report with the handsome Matt Faulkner is next. Welcome to Joe Rossano's Orioles report with Matt Faulkner. Matt Faulkner, what say you?
Joe, good to talk to you, my brother. I wanted
Always.
to touch on a couple of moves the Orioles made this past week. I think we both were probably hoping for something a little bit more. I remember when I saw the alert on my phone, my hopes were pretty high, and then I read the name Blaze Alexander, and I said, "Who the heck is this guy?" So Blaze Alexander comes from Arizona to the Orioles, and I did a little bit of research on him. In terms of, I honestly didn't know the guy. Never heard the name. I like the first name. Very unique. And what I saw there was a utility player that's 26 years old, played a lot of third base, a little bit of second base in the major leagues. And my first question was why? Because I like Kade Strowd, and I had him penciled into that bullpen to break camp this season. And so to me, this trade, I don't understand it. I hope that it will work out for the Orioles, but right now on the surface, I don't understand it.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I don't understand it. Mr. Elias, let's start here. If you're watching, sir, or better yet, Mr. Rubenstein, if you're watching, sir, give me a job. Give me a job with the team. Let Mike Elias and his staff take care of the drafts. He does a great job there. When it comes to the trades and that type of thing, let hire a staff. I'll be the assistant to the assistant general manager, and I'll take care of all this. Reason for this, Matt Faulkner, is Kade Strowd. Okay, so I mentioned Kade Strowd in an earlier report, and then they trade him a half an hour after my report comes out. Makes me look bad, and I don't like that. Cade Strowd, 25 appearances, 0.71 ERA, rendered one home run, average velo on his fastball, 96 miles an hour. And they trade him and some other fellas for Blaze Alexander. Blaze. For what? For what? Do you watch the same games I do, Matt Faulkner? I mean, could it hurt Jeremiah Jackson? Why would they? He was probably the best player the Orioles had coming down the stretch. I mean, if he didn't prove his value, we're all in trouble. And Jeremiah Jackson had, I think, between 12 and 15 home runs in the minor leagues. So at the end of the day, some will say, well, he's a utility infielder and can spell Colton Cowser out in center field. We got 28 guys that could do that in the minor leagues. Reed Trimble could come up here and do this. I got to tell you now here, lastly, Matt, and then I'm going to shut up, is he's out of options, Kade Strowd. So either he makes the team or they can't, they have to DFA him. So if he pitches really poorly in spring training, he doesn't make the team, he's designated for assignment. And whether or not he gets picked up off the wire, we don't know. I'm on record as saying I didn't like this trade. I mean, you did, Mr. Elias. Would you stop giving pitchers to people for outfielders? Matt Faulkner, I apologize, but get me out of here. Go, sir.
I'm right there with you. It's frustrating. The Orioles bullpen ERA last year as a team, 4.57. I mean, that was good for 25th in baseball. I mean, that's not good enough. And you don't have Felix Bautista. You don't have Sir Anthony Dominguez, right? And they were two of your more proven relievers. They're gone. You now you look at who's projected potential to be in this bullpen, and there's a lot of unproven guys. Not to say that there's not some potential there, but there's not a lot of guys with track records in Major League Baseball. If I have to watch Keegan Aiken as an eighth inning guy, I will probably stroke out at some point this season. And right now, as it shapes up, he might be your late inning left-handed guy because they've not done anything else. And for as good of a GM as I think Elias is in certain areas, I mean, I think he's really good at winning minor league championships that seemingly don't lead to any success in the majors. One area that I can't for the life of me understand is what his philosophy is with pitchers. Okay, I did some research this week. Since he took over as the Orioles GM in 2019, the Orioles have not selected in the draft in the top 5 rounds one pitcher. So they're essentially punting on pitchers in the draft. Think about it. Since 2019, 0 pitchers have been taken in the first 5 rounds of the draft, which is fine
Keep a
if
straight
that's your
face.
philosophy. I mean, if that's your philosophy with the draft, you sure as heck better sign some guys in free agency. You know how many free agent pitchers Mike Elias has signed to multi-year deals since he's been the Orioles GM?
No.
1. And it was this year, Ryan Helsley, the closer they picked up from the Mets. He is the first pitcher that Mike Elias has signed for more than a 1-year deal. And it's for the life of me, I don't understand how you can expect to compete in the best division in baseball when that is your take on how to build a roster of pitchers. I don't understand it. I don't.
I am a former baseball coach. You are a current baseball coach. Now, let's talk about something that us baseball coaches know, okay? And this is almost like a public service announcement to the Orioles organization, okay? Are you ready, Matt Faulkner?
I'm ready to hear it.
Pitching wins games. What don't they understand? Seriously, the Oriole way, man, I'm going to date myself here, so you may have to Google this, was to grow the arms and buy the bats. Okay, that's what they were supposed to do. That's what the Orioles were known for. Palmer, Messina. And then you buy Rafael Palmeiro, you buy Roberto Alomar, you buy Miguel Tejada, you buy Albert Bell. Kyle Bradish, I'm always going to say, is an anomaly. I didn't see him coming. Okay, God bless you, Kyle, if you're watching. Come on the show, sir. My wife is making me wean myself off of Grayson Rodriguez. Okay, she told me, look, you mentioned him once on your show, and that's it. Don't do 2 hours of Grayson. Am I hallucinating here, Matt Faulkner? Tell me right now, sir. Am I? Am I back in San Francisco in the 60s on Haight Street? Tell me, sir. Because did they trade a guy who came through their system, who they nurtured, who their doctors performed surgery on, who missed last season, who pitched extremely well when healthy with 4 years of control? They traded him for an outfielder. That's it. Okay. Brenda, if you're watching, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else about Grayson. I just don't understand why this team, as you said, Matt, does not go out and get not one, but 2 pitchers and spend every cent there. Again, Matt, something wrong with me today. Bail me out again. Am I wrong again?
No, you're spot on. It's just frustrating because to grade the Orioles all season up until the last couple days before Valdez had signed, I had them in like an A minus, just because you get Alonso, who you needed a power bat, a right-handed hitting bat. You get a closer. Yeah. And it's like, man, it's like you just do one more thing, and it's like you're going to go from potentially being a fringe playoff wild card contender to now, like, you get a guy like Valdez, and you put him at the top of your rotation. Now you're talking about being able to contend in the AL East. And now it's just like, no matter what you do and how you spin it, whoever you sign is not going to have as much of an impact as a Valdez would have signed or would have had he signed with the Orioles. Matt Gallen is probably the best pitcher that's out there, but I don't know that the Orioles are in love with him, because you look at his numbers and the last 3 seasons, the ERA has gone up. He was really good 3 seasons ago. We know how much a starting pitcher is going to require on a contract. So it's like, even though they were willing to spend supposedly on Valdez, doesn't mean that they're going to be willing to spend that same money on somebody else that maybe they don't value. So it's like, then you look at some of those other names. They got burned last year signing Charlie Morton. So I can't imagine them going out and signing a Scherzer or a Verlander. So I honestly don't know where they go from here. I don't know if the trade market heats up suddenly, but there's a lot of questions with not only, in my opinion, the rotation, but with this Kade Strowd trade. Now there's even more of a question mark in the bullpen. So I'm very curious to see where Elias goes. I truthfully am, because or as optimistic as I am about the offense and how many runs that I think they're going to be able to put up, I have
Mhm.
equal amount of concern about the pitching. We might have to score 10 runs and win games like that because I don't have a lot of confidence in the bullpen really.
Well, starting pitching, okay? Now, here we're gonna go into the perfect world here, okay? Trevor Rogers, 1.6 ERA last year, which he's not gonna do, you heard it here, okay? Let me log on to FanDuel right now and say he's not gonna do that, all right? Number 2, Kyle Bradish. This young man's coming off Tommy John, okay? Then you have Shane Baz. All right. I like him. I like him. Shane, if you're watching, come see us here on Joe Rossano's Report with Michael Sullivan and Matt Faulkner. Come see us. I like him. And I've always said nice things about you, Shane, if you're watching. Zach Eflin, I liked bringing him back. Opening day starter last year. I liked him. Dean Kramer is inconsistent. 4.2 ERA. But let me get back to Zach Allen here. His ERA could be 5.1, and he's still going to get 5 years, 160 million. Dylan Cease got 7 years, $210 million. Nah, his ERA was what? I mean, maybe you can look it up for me. It had to be over 4.5, had to be near 4.8. If you're not going to sign Zach Gallen, for the love of God, Mr. Elias, for once in your life, will you listen to me? I'm never wrong, sir. Justin Verlander. And let me tell you why. See, the Giants last year used him properly coming down a stretch in September. They didn't try to give him 33 starts. All right, 3 point what? 3.89? Something like 3.85, something like that. Take it. Take it. Other than Trevor Rogers, that was he pitched better than any Oriole did, and he's got ring. He's got a ring. I'm gonna put an image up here soon. I'm wearing Rick Dempsey's 83 World Series ring. I can't believe he let me put it on. What if I was some nut and ran away with it? But at the end of the day, Matt, again, that gives you, bro, watch how smart I am, Matt. That gives you a 6-man rotation. You protect Bradish coming off of Tommy John surgery. You protect Eflin coming off surgery. And you have Verlander with a plethora of postseason experience. Great in the clubhouse with those young guys. Great. Hey, Justin, that's what I would do. How you throw this in this count? What would you throw? I'd sit there and watch Justin Verlander's bullpens to learn something. I'm telling you, give Justin Verlander to 15, 18 million. If you're not going to get Warren Spahn, Roger Clemens, or Nolan Ryan. Okay, if you're not going to get Zach Allen and you didn't get Framber Valdez, my money is on Verlander, not Scherzer, not Giolito. Am I wrong again, Matt? Because I seem to like never be wrong for some reason. Go.
No, a lot of what you say, I totally agree with. I'm not going to say everything that the 6-man rotation
Well, what
is kind
don't
of
you
your baby
agree
there.
with?
The
What?
6-man rotation, I don't think is going to be a thing just because I don't think they have the bullpen arms to be able to have one more starter than they have a reliever. If you add a 6th guy to that rotation, you're in effect taking one reliever out of the mix. So I don't know that that's going to happen. I do agree there are concerns with Bradish with the innings restriction. Same thing with Tyler Wells. The other thing, and this is something that in a perfect world everyone would remain healthy, but we know in baseball it's not what happens. So you figure that a couple of these pitchers are going to be hurt at some point or another, and you need depth. You need depth. I almost think though, instead of signing a Verlander, I almost think you fortify the bullpen. You go out, you maybe sign like a Michael Kopech, who you also need, in my opinion, another left-handed reliever. Danny Coulomb, who I love, were here when he was with the Orioles. I wish that they had never let him go. He's still out there. So I almost think instead of overreacting to not getting Valdez and paying for a guy that maybe you don't really like that much just to say that you did something, I
Yeah.
either say build your bullpen so that now if your starter gets you 5, 6 innings, you're a little bit more comfortable going to your bullpen because you've got more depth there. And then also look at the trade market. There's a couple guys on this roster that I don't really see how they're going to play consistently, and they're
Or
young.
not.
Mayo, Kobe Mayo's that guy. Like, I think
Shame.
you package Kobe Mayo with your guy, Cade Povich, and maybe you see if you can get a guy like a Joe Ryan from the Twins, a Pablo Lopez, one of those guys at some
Yeah,
point.
I'm on
At some
that.
point, yeah.
Look at the big brain on Matt Faulkner. Okay, I mean, I'm going to give you a couple of good points here, Matt. You know, you're right. The six man does tax your bullpen. Okay, but that's if you got Justin Verlander now. So you know that helps. Okay, that helps. But I do see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, that will tax the bullpen. Okay, all right. So all right, we don't disagree. I would rather tax the bullpen a little bit because what do? They play musical bullpen all season. Every time you turn around, there's a new guy in your bullpen none of us heard of. If they go get Verlander, let me tell you what's going to happen. This is the fickle Oriole fans, some of you, is they're going to lose their minds that we didn't get Valdez or Gallen and we got Verlander. And everybody's going to say it's Charlie Morton. I'm telling you guys, everybody, remember you heard it here because the internet, which we're on right now, is not written in pencil; it is written in ink. So I'm on record here. I say if you do anything and it's not Zach Gallen or it's not the splash to get Verlander, but yes, it is a shame. Kobe Mayo, I didn't think played particularly poorly, obviously, in September, but we do have Pete Alonso now 5 years, 155 million. He's not going anywhere. Him and Mountcastle, and again, between you and Michael Sullivan, always picking on my boy Kade Povich. And he's going to pitch well somewhere, and everybody's going to say I was right again. At the end of the day, they got to do something. Now, speaking of something, can I say something here? I don't know about you, Matt Faulkner. I am so excited, those fans of opening day, March 26th. We're going to be doing a live episode starting 2 p.m. pregame and after the last pitch postgame. We're gonna have you call in and talk all things Orioles baseball and to tell us what you really think of us. I do want to say, Matt Faulkner, as far as the comments, the questions, etc., please keep them coming. And a lot of you have said some very nice things about us, and we just so appreciate it. Yes, please keep coming back. As always, O's fans, always, I always say, God bless you. Matt Faulkner, don't forget to adopt a pet. I'm Joe Rossano for Matt Faulkner. We'll see you next time.